Hey all, Matt here, Bobcat Bonsai, and today we're going to do some work on our big willow tree cutting here. As you can see, it's starting to lift itself back up again, so clearly we've got to get some work done on that, but we're going to push the boundaries and see how far we can take this. So the two pieces up top, they're done. There's nothing left alive up there at all, so we lost that idea and it's gone now, so we're just gonna end up cutting that off altogether, which is great. We're done with it. We don't have to deal with it anymore. We're gonna end up cutting it down. I'll show you where we're gonna cut it down to, because obviously we're gonna walk our way through it. So let's get to it. All right, so I guess step number one is gonna be we gotta get all this wire off, which I guess I could have done without you. Not too much you all wanted to see anyway. Well, I guess we don't need to get it all off. We just need to get the most of it off, because some of this stuff we're just gonna have to push out of the way so that we can get the saw in here without bothering it too bad. So as we see here, we're getting lots of nice movement. I don't even know what this piece of wire is for. It's not even connected to anything, so that one's off now. So I guess the big branch that I wanted to talk to you guys about to cut down to was going to be this branch right there. That's going to end up becoming more or less up towards the top, I guess you could say. I mean, the majority of it's all going to be the top. We're just going to basically use this as like a crown shape that's just going to come out and over everywhere. As of now, that's at least my design. So I'm just going to cut it back onto that one, and then we will work on our crown shapes and hope everything goes good from there. But I guess I could have been working on my own wiring while I'm talking. I know I should cut it, but I'm not super worried about it. As I always tell you, I would rather save the wire than cut the wire if I can get it off without damaging the tree. And I would say, like, the majority of the time, I feel like I can get it off without damaging the tree. So that's why I go for it. I'm just going to knock out this little one right here yet. And I guess I should get that one on the other side over there too, because part of this, seeing how far we can push it, we're actually going to transplant it over into this pot right here. And that is going to become the new pot to work on it from. So there's a possibility it may be too far. There's a possibility I learned that my limits are not very limited. I mean, as you see, the roots have already started pulling all the way up and into there, so we've got a lot of work to do here. Let me get something to get this out of the pot and into, and I'm also going to end up lining the bottom of this while I'm at it and just getting some soil in here to pre-start it. Alright, I'll be right back with you. Alright, so now we've got this all set up and in here. First thing we're going to hit up is I grabbed my bigger loppers here, and I'm just going to come in here and see how much of a cut I can get out of here. And I feel like that was pretty good getting into that far. And that's all dead wood up there. So now that I got it in there with that one, I'm going to come down into here and just okay, so that is not liking trying to cut through the dead. That's an awful cut through right there. We're gonna end up, we're just gonna come through and do this the proper way. So step number one, I've just got to get through here and saw this all down this way. And this is a pole saw, so I am going to have to pole saw this through all the way down until I get to the bottom. So, I'm not going to bore you with that because I've got to try to hold everything out of the way. So let me cut down through there. Then I will probably come back and cut this one down. I cut that one down at an angle. We're probably going to take this one and cut it down at an angle this way. If I change my mind, we'll come back to it. Alright, let me get to it. Alright, so this is where we're at so far. Let me clip this one dead branch here to get it out of the way. I'm going to end up having to really resharpen these later, but I'm going to end up using these and just coming in and trying to clean this up until we find something alive. And that seems to be the crazy part right now. The only thing I'm seeing that's alive is the branches. So we're just more or less just coming through here and beginning to clean up, try and get rid of the dead wood as much as possible here. Then I'm going to be trimming off the dead willow branches as well. I'm hoping that this is still doing as great as what I feel like it is, but I'm not sure. The cold might have really messed with it too. The cold really messed with a lot of things this year. So now it's more or less just hoping that it didn't do too much damage. I was really hoping that I was going to get more out of the trunks the way that they were set up, but clearly that was too much to ask for as well. And I've got plenty of shaping stuff to do here because none of the bark's alive at all, so might as well just go ahead through here and just trim it all away. So just wanted to kind of update you on where I'm at right now with this one. I will get it trimmed up a little bit more and then I'll be right back with you and we'll see where we go next. Alright, thank you. Alright, so with our convex and our knob cutters we got in here, and convex and concave cutters we got in here and cleaned up about as good as I could get in through here. It's gonna have a nasty dead spot for sure. If it survives, it's gonna have a nasty dead spot. And that's kind of crappy. Maybe at some point in its growing, it will close over on itself, but for the time being, I don't see that happening. All I see for now is we're just gonna have to keep going and hope for the best. Hope that one day we get this all healed up and it doesn't leave too crazy of a scar. And that's about it for it. Give me 1 minute to clean it up some more. I'll be right back with you. Alright, so here's where we're at for now. We got it all trimmed up. I mean, it's almost all dead wood in there, so there's not too much I can do with it. I'm not sure where we're gonna go with this tree from here. I mean, we're gonna keep working with it and see how it does itself, but we may end up cutting it all the way back to there and just starting all over again with this one. But that's what I like about willows. They heal back on themselves pretty quickly, so for now we're just going to seal up the edges where we did get it back all the way to the live, so that those portions do not continue to die back. We want to keep as much of this alive as what we can, pretty much is what I'm going for here. Alright, so I did accidentally nick on the side here. So we're gonna get in there. And then most of that is all dead wood down through here, but we'll paste up the dead wood too. Let's just paste it all up. There we go. Throwing paste on everything. Just to see what happens next. So, we've got all our paste there. And since I put this tree through the ringer already, why not just see how much further we can go? Am I right or am I wrong? Probably wrong, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. I don't even know what kind of soil I put in here last year when I planted this thing up, so we'll find that out too. Okay, basic compost, and it looks like cinder block at the bottom. So we've got that. We can deal with that. The roots look great in here at least, so. Look at all those nice little lively guys. Oh, gotta get to our root hook here. And just get through the tops and the sides a little bit. We've got to really get this thing narrowed down in order to get it to fit into the next tube we're going into over here. So let's just keep on scratching at it. Wow, this thing really has some nice roots coming out through here. I have positive hopes for the roots. Let's put that much out there. Positive hopes for the roots. My trimming? Yeah, who knows. The roots, positive hopes. So we've got a lot off right there. And then this was all grown from a cutting too, so that's kind of important to remember as well. And I mean, honestly, with the roots where they're at, we may need to question my approach here. I am gonna end up putting it in a flatter pot and seeing how we do. All right. Let me think about this for a moment, and I'll be right back with you once I figure out what I'm going to do with this one. Alright, so we swapped over to a little pot I just cut down, put some grit down at the bottom for good drainage. Even though it is a willow and they like a lot of water. But for now, we're going to take a little look-see at it here and see what we can and cannot keep based off of this. And I'm going to set it a while just for the time being. I had these two roots which I saw from above that I didn't really like one way or another, so they're definitely done. And they're so little that my cutters really aren't doing too much with them. Okay, so that is all dealt with for now. For the upper part. Now this soil isn't really even a year old, so we will end up reusing a lot of that. And for the time being, we're just going to take and clump it up in the middle so I can get a good seat here and just take a look to see what we have going around. And looking around it, I want to say, all right, I'm going to leave the nice white roots, but then some of this stuff I will end up cutting off running around it. Just so that we can get some positive new growth in and clear out some of this older but then at the same time make sure that we get a nice radial pattern running out and around. So I did leave them a little bit long on that side where there was more of the whiter type of roots at. And even through here, I actually am going to come through because I don't want those roots right there. I want that to drop down lower. I can actually feel that there's a really nice Navarre down lower, so that's where I'm trying to make sure we stay set at. But we have another root coming in here and we don't want that root. We want to get down lower in here and basically allow these nice roots we've got coming in to just roll out and through the sides. So all I'm doing right now is more or less just pulling them out to create more of their radial pattern that they're supposed to be in. So we may even run into more of an issue down through here on some other roots that need to be trimmed off. All right. So, other than this little guy right there, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm actually going to work these down and around the little mound I put in there so they can continue to grow in their little outwards fashion here. Found another one I want to fix up here. So we're going to take that, just kind of pack it down and in there. Then we're just going to grab some of our soil that's still nice and moist and just put that back around it. The cool thing that I really like about maples, and I'll use it a lot of times when I'm working with other cuttings, is I'll actually take willow trees. When I'm working with willow trees, this is something cool that I like to do with them when I'm working with the other cuttings as well. And I'll soak some smaller willow tree cuttings in water, and I basically just keep them in water for an entire season, and I use that water then to water my other cuttings. And I know a lot of people are probably thinking, well, you shouldn't do that because it's not healthy, but because of the willow's natural rooting hormones inside of it, it actually is more beneficial than harmful to the other trees. So you're actually releasing a natural rooting hormone from the willow and using that on the other trees, and it helps them to grow roots a lot faster and a lot stronger. So that's just something to think of as well. This soil I'm not going to get rid of. This is actually really nice soil still, and I have some other projects I need to do with that later. Not really projects, I need to get some seeds planted up, and that soil I think I'm just going to use for those seeds and just hope for the best with them. We're going to need to get this big old guy right there off. Boop. Yep. That was a little chunky root coming off there. Okay, so now that we've got that, now I need to bring you down a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. I hope you enjoy the sound effects that I give you every time I do something. So this is where we will end up calling the front for now, which is absolutely awful because I have this beautiful branch right there. So we may just kind of turn it slightly like that and now make that the front. Can we go any further? I think we can actually even get away with it just like that. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead, let me know. But I'm going to mark it as of right now that this is my front. Okay. So to start out then, we just got to get everything wired up and hope for the best that we made some good decisions in through here. And that's about all we can do. So I'm just going to take this, and obviously this wire may be too small, but we'll give it a shot. And if it is too small, then we'll just second band it. Alright, so oh, for sure that's way too small. So I'm going to back wire this a little bit here and actually take from about right here and just begin to get the wire onto this next branch. Just a fantastic reminder for you, but I do not know if this tree is going to make it. So we are just going to do our best to give it somewhat of a cool design here and try and force it just a little bit to the one side. Alright, so we got around that one, and now I'm actually going to come back up and around here and work my way over to this one. There's two trees I really love wiring up, and one of them is a rose bush. I love wiring rose bushes. I think that's a blast. The other one would be willow trees. So now we've got some decent movement running down through there. I'm gonna have to trim up some of these dead ends still a little bit. Which isn't awesome. I'm hoping that we get some more growth over on this one, but if we don't, that's okay also. We may just end up losing that entire top piece. So now that we got that set up right through there, we're gonna need to get just some little holes put through here. So I'm gonna put one here. And one there. So pretty much all I'm going to do here is come up and through this little hole I created, same style as last time, come up, come through it, pull this branch down to where I want, and then just loop it around. I know I should use something inside here, and the bad part is I actually did get the fish tube to use in there. I just forgot to bring it outside, and now I don't know where I put it. So this next one's going to be a little bit more difficult here. because I want to try and pull this whole thing back in this direction now. So now we're going to come in same manner as before. Get a good wrap here, and now I'm going to come in and pretty much just pull that entire branch, but it didn't do what I wanted it to. So I'm going to put a little hook through the wire that's already up there. Sorry, my wire came undone down at the bottom. I'm just doing horrible today. Okay, so now that I've got that there, now I'm just going to take, pretty much just put like a little kink into it. And all that's going to do is pull this one down into this direction right here. So now I'm going to need another little hole. I don't know, could you imagine if I actually used tools what they were meant to be used for? That would be silly. But, oh well. I'm just going to take and make a little hook right here. Basically just come right above that one branch. And miss it. I missed my hook. Okay. Here we go. So now I've got that one pulled. And that one pulled. So this one has a little bit more dead down towards the bottom of it. So we'll have to come in and trim that off. And that's going to be all right there. Let's bring it around a little bit this way. So with this little guy, I don't want to put any stress down lower where I did all that cutting. So basically my only focus on this one is going to be up into here and just getting this fold right there. That's all I want out of this one, just that little fold. I'm going to leave that wire a little bit long there. And then I'll just pop that up for now. Just pop a little wire here. And a little wire over here. What will it do? Probably not too much, but we can always tweak it that way and then force this one down, just like so, and bring it in. So now I'm happy with that one. This little guy's just way too long, so we're gonna trim it to right there. Yep, that looks good to me. So now we're just going to come all the way back around to the front on this one. Well, I guess we're not really at the front, we're coming to the other side now. And for that one, really we just want to anchor this piece down and into it, because this one right here is still a little bit too short, so we don't want to really do anything with that. So I think I'm going to do the same thing I did on the last one. Maybe not. Let's try just doubling up this one and seeing if we can get away with it with this. If we can get away with doubling up this little guy, we'll be a lot better off. All I really want to do here is just get a nice bend like that. That's it. That's all I wanted out of this one. So we'll bend it this way a little bit. Just enough to get that little one right there hanging down and inside it. So that is going to be it for our willow tree. I hope you all enjoyed this video here. If you did, you should definitely give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, you should subscribe to my channel. And if you really enjoy my content, you should hit the bell notification so you can be notified every time I release a new video. Thank you.